How's it going, everyone, and welcome back to Hotshot Tech, a channel that focuses on consumer technology products, but every once in a while we do get our hands on a new vehicle, and the car we are checking out right now is the BMW Z4, which is what's currently powering the latest generation Toyota Supra. And so in this video in-depth tour, I'm going to go ahead and show you all the ins and outs when it comes to the latest generation BMW Z4. And this one in particular retails for $77,000 with options and destination. That's how much this one comes out to. But the standard MSRP price, starting price for one of these latest 2025 ones is $67,000. But the cool thing about this car is it's one of the few convertibles and proper coupes out there in the industry that can still be owned with a 6-speed manual, and that is the one we have here. And so in this video, I'm going to go ahead and go in depth and also give you a brief overview on how it's like daily driving one of these things. So you know the drill. Before I get started on my car reviews, I always just start by looking into what's under the hood, because it's always important to understand what you're getting yourself into if you buy a used car or a new car. And yes, the one we are driving today is the M40i. And it has this nice metallic color. I don't know if the camera could capture this, but this is like a Master Chief almost green. It looks fantastic. But let's go ahead and pop this hood. So underneath here, this is a 3-liter inline 6 twin turbo 6-cylinder engine, which has an impressive 0-60 time of 4.6 seconds. And this being the M Sport package, this does have a little bit more boost, as this is able to produce about 382 horsepower and 360 pound-feet of torque. With the 0-60 time, even for a manual of 4.6, that's quite impressive. But I do have to remove this engine cover just to get a feel, but it doesn't look like it'll be too challenging to actually work on this car. And then here is the inline, and all your spark plug coils are actually located right there. Super easy to do self-maintenance, look like, if you want to change the spark plug. You even have a terminal right there and available in case you got to jump start a car. Your throttle is positioned up from front. The airbox is located over here. It's actually using clamps too. It's not using screws or something you have to use to have access to your airbox. So out of all the BMWs, this one looks like it's easy to do. Just, you don't have a dipstick, unfortunately, as it all tell you about your levels, all information right there on this instrument cluster, unfortunately. So it is a digital dipstick. But if we step it back, you can really appreciate the engineering that was involved to do like this clamshell hood design, as some of your headlight components can be easily reached from back here. And your windshield wiper fluid on the side right here, which I thought was kind of cool. Now this does have a unique signature design comparing it against other 2025 BMW models, as this has its own unique design. It has proper size Kinney grills right there, and the headlights are full LED, which do have adapted high beams, which actually smoothly dim up and dim down smoothly, which is quite nice. Bright at night, and it has a unique DRL design as well. No fog lamps down here, but you do have sonar sensors for parking assist, little vent openings for your cooling, more cooling holes as well, and more cooling over here. On the side here, this one, our model, is actually equipped with Michelin tires, and these are Pilot Super Sports with red calipers. These are 19-inch wheels, and there are 255 width in the front, and in the back we have about 285 width. You're unable to do like tire rotations. The side vents over here do actually go through. There's little holes that do connect, so these are actually functional. And then your side mirrors, skull caps do have like a unique design for better airflow, and side turn signal markers, and they are painted black. So smart door handles on both driver and passenger side. I'll go more in detail about that in a little bit. Your gas cap is locked. It will only unlock if the vehicle is unlocked, so great security reason. And it does take E5, E10, and E15. In other words, this takes both regular and premium, as there's no specification requirement. The minimum is required is 87 octane, but 91 would be probably ideal for the more horsepower. And then this simply just comes out and you place it right there when you're filling up, so you don't have that dangling. And fuel capacity is about 13 gallons, 13.7 to be exact. That's how much it could hold. Now MPG wise, this car can get up to 19 in city and 26 on highway and possibly like 22 combined. But from my personal experience, I have been able to come close to like 29 miles per gallon just fine with this BMW. Now this is a soft top convertible, which gets on and off really quick. I'll show you that in a bit. And you do have glass rear, which is quite nice with defrosting technology. Moving on to the back, you do have these like unique tail lights, which reminds me a little bit of the BMW i8, as this was originally an opening for it. On the bottom here, you do have little vents, but unfortunately that's just for design. And then your third reverse light's also located down here. And this diffuser is quite unique as well. As you can see, it has like this very like F1 inspired design almost. And then if we look underneath, it is a proper dual exhaust system. It doesn't just come into one and then splits into two. And your backup camera is also located there. But in terms of trunk space, surprisingly, there's actually a good amount of trunk space back here. I was able to fit my cargo from Costco just fine. I'm actually quite surprised, excluding the entryway, but once it's in there, there's actually a lot of space. You'll have a little side compartment here, tie down hooks if you need it. And outside over here, you'll find your cabin fuse box, as well as like a quick inflation kit. And it even has a little Allen wrench, as well as your recovery hook in case you're side on the road and you need a tow. Sport car stuff. Now, unfortunately, this under compartment is pretty much fixed. I need tools to get access to it. But if you do lift that up, that's where you'll find your 12-volt battery. Up here, you do have your emergency release latch. And that's practically it. Again, for a two-seater car, I'm actually quite surprised how much cargo space it has. Now, when it comes to the key fob, it is using BMW's older key fob that they have available in the market now. For 2025, this definitely does seem outdated because here's my 2024 BMW key, and this is how they now look like. Personally, it's kind of a shame for a 2025 it's still using the old school BMW key fob, but it is a lot smaller than the new generation, that's for sure. But functionality wise, they're pretty much practically the same, as you do have unlock, the BMW logo is your lock, trunk release, panic, and then this bottom piece can come off and give you the valet key. But let's get inside and roll down the roof. So before I walk you in this car, I am going to turn this thing on first and put down the top. So you get a general understanding how quick it is. So let's see, that's just like 3 seconds, 5 seconds, it's already down. Under like 10 seconds, the roof is already completely down and ready. Yeah, it's that quick. You're also going to see the anti-roll bar as well. So it takes up this much space. It's one of these external ones, so the top is always exposed, which is why there's so much cargo space in the trunk. But you do have your anti-roll bar right here with the wind diffuser. That way it helps prevent like your hair from like blocking your view if you have like long hair. But this is the interior. It's okay. It's definitely the older interior style. As you can see, this has been available since like the previous generation BMWs. But we do have the 6-speed manual. There's an 8-speed automatic option. But this is how the 6-speed manual looks like. It's good old reliable BMW, 6-speed. And then you push all the way to the right to go in reverse, which does toggle your backup camera. Air control switches right here to turn on your AC. Very traditional. Your lane keep assist can be toggled here. Your hazards will illuminate as they blink. And your climate temperature is right here, easy to access. As well as right next to that will be your heated seats for both driver and passenger side. And on the bottom here is your pre-saved preferences for your radio stations and media control. But over here, like every iDrive system, you do have iDrive control to control everything automatically. Your electric parking is located here, traction control. You do have sport, comfort, and eco, push to start, engine start and stop, and your 360 camera on demand. You can also press right here instead of going in reverse to have access to that camera. And this is a cover which you can slide open. It does say Z4. And then when you open it, you do have access to a wireless charger, your 12-volt outlet, USB-A, and a little bit of a compartment to store stuff down there. There is cup holders in the car, which is located in the center armrest. And then if you have cups and drinks in here, you just fold one down for a driver arm doesn't get in the way whenever you're changing gears. So at least it has that. But I had a couple of close calls already by almost accidentally knocking my drink when shifting gears. So just keep that in mind. It's definitely not a cup holder friendly car, but there is a USB-C port right here you can use to share your devices from there. So it's cool that the split armrest like other BMW models. And these seats are pretty cool too, as they have like a cool design with the BMW colors right there for the M Sport. And then this bottom portion does extend for your thighs. Glove box, you do have a good amount of glove box space, as well as a little bit of storage space right there on the side door. And the passenger door, if you look closely, it is memory up to two safe settings you can enable. And on the driver's side, there's also 2 memories as well. And like every good BMW, if you put the mirror control all the way to the left side, and by leaving it there, and if you put the vehicle in reverse, that mirror will automatically fold down, allowing you to see the lines when you're backing up into a parking spot. Again, for that to work, you have to make sure this is on the left side, because if you leave it on right, it will stay to the default setting. Only this one will allow it to actually roll down. But your windows are indeed automatic. Again, I washed the car, so it's kind of wet. And then your lamp controls are located right here, including your SOS. Your sun visors do feature a mirror with an LED light for both driver and passenger side, and a little cubby right there for your business cards or parking tickets. And there is indeed a heads-up display that will display the speed and such. Now our steering wheel does feature the M Sport, because this one is equipped with it. Our heated steering wheel buttons located there. Common media controls are located here, and your cruise control settings are located there. Your headlight buttons are located all right here, including the interior lights, which is a little knob. You don't have to deal with the digital screen. And the sound system's actually pretty good, because right behind me is a subwoofer. And then also right behind me is a little net for your cargo. And if you like to, you can flip this down, and this will give you access to like a center tunnel, which allows you to put like longer stuff through here in case this is the only vehicle you have to transport stuff. So that's kind of interesting. But there is a lot of like back storage space for like your jacket and such. And yes, this car does have wireless CarPlay as well as wireless Android Auto support. So although it is using the older iDrive system, it's really practical when it comes to modern day standards. You have media, navigation, your vehicle information, your settings you could adjust, your door, your lighting, climate control, your buttons for your key fob. You could program and do other things. You do have a bit of customization ability still, as well as driver assist settings, exterior lights. You can enable it if you like to. If you like your one-touch turn signal to remain on for 3 times, by leaving it like this as an example, if you lightly tapped your turn signal, it will blink and it'll automatically disengage, so long as it's not like a full press, you know. That's what that allows you to do. And on the bottom here, you can program your parking lights to remain longer up to your personal duration settings. And in driving mode, you can program the individual sport mode or the individual eco mode, where you can select different profile settings right here. Just peruse through here if you want to. And then once you do that, when you select like either sport or eco mode, when you tap on it once, it will take you to the default one, but when you press again, it'll go into your individual configuration. And if you want to configure that again without going into settings, you can just tap on it right here, and it'll take you back to that little menu. You do the exact same thing on sport mode too, where you can tap on it again to go into your individual profile, or configure it right there without having to go in settings. That's something I always enjoyed about these generation BMWs. It's just so easier to navigate through your vehicle settings than most modern day ones. It just feels like it's just cluttered with a bunch of nonsense. All right, driving the 6-speed Z4. This car is actually pretty fun to drive, although its height is kind of questionable. Each and every time I get in this car, I feel like I'm about to fall down, you know. It's pretty low to the ground, but once you get past that point, you accept the fact that this is going to be a low car. If you love this car, you're going to get used to the fact that it's a low car. It's like one of those things you have to make a sacrifice to in order to actually properly enjoy this vehicle. But this being a 6-speed manual, out of all the manuals I've driven in the past, this one's actually the most forgiving. I've driven the latest generation 4GT, and in second gear on that thing, in my opinion, was kind of useless. But this thing, it has all the proper gear ratio to actually enjoy this thing in the streets. Like I'm actually utilizing first gear. This is a minor complaint I had against the manual version of the 2024 Ford Mustang GT. But this thing it's pretty fun. And visibility wise, it's a 2-door. It's pretty good. And the fact it's a convertible, it's also fun too. Makes a nice like little weekend car. I'm sure the spouse will love this, which she has. And MPG wise, so long as you keep an eye on the RPMs, you should be able to easily see close to like 30 miles per gallon if you're just strictly driving on highway. But a tip that I discovered is putting in eco mode definitely does help a lot when it comes to lowering the RPMs. In eco mode, I noticed it does a better job in like lowering RPMs, especially when you're like on higher gears. So there's times when I'm like cruising on the freeway in 6th gear, but my RPMs are pretty high up. But switching it to eco mode, I know it actually does help as much as possible. It's a fun car. And then right now I'm in back roads, so you do get an idea how bumpy it is. It is pretty low, unfortunately. That's one of the facts about these 2-door sport cars, especially the Z4. It rides bumpy on the back roads, but when it comes to like twisties on the streets and stuff like that, it's pretty enjoyable. But brakes are good. This is definitely a fun car. And I think it's an excellent car to somebody who wants to learn stick for the first time. The Z4 is now on my list of vehicles that is forgivable. Now, something else I wanted to feature, but I didn't get the chance to when I was doing like the technology side of things. The instrument cluster, it's not really customizable. The only thing you can customize is the center display from like vehicle stats and the map, or just leave it blank. That's it. Both the right side where it shows your RPMs as well as your speed, it doesn't have a lot of customization like the newer BMWs do. This is something I wanted to highlight. That's why I didn't really cover that, because there wasn't really much to talk about. Regardless on the theme you select, it's all the same. And there's no ventilated seats. And right now my back is sweating. So something to keep in mind. And notice I did bring a drink with me so you guys get a general understanding how the cup holder situation is. I have to reach far back because I prefer not to have it next to this cup holder because my arm will hit it. So depending on how meaty your arm is, that might be something you also consider. So this is a fun weekend driver. I'm sorry. Yes. Will it be a good daily driver? It can be, but you'll be making some sacrifices. And no, it's not sponsored by Coke Zero. That'd be amazing if I had a sponsorship by them. This car also has rev matching as well when you downshift. And it does have auto hold abilities in case you are uphill. So that's a good thing about the manual version. It basically comes with all the modern day features you expect to find. There's no options you have to check mark. That just comes out by default if you select the manual version. And there you guys have it. That is all the cool things about this latest generation Z4. Let me know in the comment section which one of these features was your personal favorite, and are you buying this or are you planning on getting the Supra? Because again, they're both powered by this reliable inline 6 that BMW has to offer, with plenty of tuning capability and a lot of good power when needed, especially to those driver focused enthusiasts. This car is definitely fun to take in the twisty roads. And of course, like, subscribe, especially if you enjoy these type of in-depth content reviews when it comes to looking into latest vehicles and showing you the ins and outs and reviewing it as it is. Now, if you wish to watch more, maybe you'd like to see another 2-door coupe, maybe you're interested in the BRZ, I covered that in that video over there, and the one I happen to have my hands on is also a manual. Thank you so much for watching.